Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto the Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Pankajanaභaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangriye. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Granth-raj Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Every day is a blessing. Today is the auspicious disappearance day of Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who is one of the Shad Goswamis. So we are so blessed and fortunate to read Śrīmad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees on such a holy day, in the human form of life. What could be more precious than that? So let's absorb ourselves in reading Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 10, Prahlad, the best amongst the exalted devotees. So we were reading yesterday how Brahmaji said, actually, I was the one who gave them Hiranyakashipu these extraordinary vows. As a result, he became powerful. But we are happy now, all has ended. Prahlad is protected, Hiranyakashipu is dead, so everything is good. And then let's see what the Supreme Lord speaks. Shri Bhagavana Uvacha Maivam Vibho Asuranam Te Pradeyaha Padma Sambhava Varakrura Nisarganam Ahinam Amritam Yatha. Translation and purport. There's no purport, sorry. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The personality of Godhead replied, My dear Lord Brahma, O great Lord born from the lotus flower, just as it is dangerous to feed milk to a snake, so it is dangerous to give benedictions to demons who are by nature ferocious and jealous. I warn you not to give such benedictions to any demon again. Hare Krishna. So it's kind of a little chastisement. Lord Nrsingadev, who is glorifying also Brahma, that yes, you have a very, very important position, O great Lord, born from the lotus flower of Lord Vishnu. Those who are envious, basically the example given is snake. When we feed the snake, milk is, when we feed milk to a snake, milk is actually healthy. But given to a person with envious mentality, it just increases the poison. Similarly, the benedictions which Brahmaji gave to Hiranyakashipu, the benedictions itself are not bad. In the sense, if he had the right mentality, he could have used it for wonderful purposes. Wealth in itself is not bad, but the selfishness, the desire to enjoy which comes along with it is bad. Possession itself is not bad, but the pride which comes with it, I am great, I have this power. So therefore, it should not be given to people who are not qualified. On the other hand, Nrsimhadev is himself giving lot of opulence and power to Prahlad Maharaj. And he's asking you, Prahlad Maharaj, you rule now. Why? Because Prahlad is Jitendriya. Hiranyakashipu, we read the word Ajitendriya. So those who are not qualified will use wealth, power, strength, fame in the wrong purpose. But those who are qualified, like how Srila Prabhupada used so much wealth, so many followers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Prabhupada had great wealth, so many followers, so much fame, but he was still a kinchana, because he was always remembering his spiritual master, always remembering Kṛṣṇa, in the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. So in short, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely, especially when it's given to unqualified people who are not worthy to get, who have this jealousy, ferocious by nature. So basically it's not for someone else, it's for me. That's how I should read Bhagavatam. That if I don't cure my jealousy, my envy, my selfishness, the wealth, the power, the Lord is saying you are not the right recipient. The Lord is saying here, Hiranyakashipu is not the right recipient. So if my desire is for selfish enjoyment and keep Kṛṣṇa aside, then basically this verse, that's jealousy, selfishness, where Kṛṣṇa is not in picture. So the Lord is saying such demoniac people are not worthy. Kṛṣṇa will not give. O Lord Brahma, you must not give to these people who are not qualified. Any other comments, questions anyone has? Okay, so those who have not read so far this week, would like to read, please. Okay, so that means everyone has read, or you don't want to read. That's the two outcomes. So then we will go to the next cycle. So Sundari Priya Mataji, you can read the next verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, our glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 31. Shri Narada Uvacha iti uktva Bhagwan Rajama tataschantrate hari adrisha sarvabhutanam pujita parameshtina. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Narad Muni continued, O King Yudhishthir, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is not visible to an ordinary human being, spoke in this way, instructing Lord Brahma. Then, being worshipped by Brahma, the Lord disappeared from that place. So we see how Narad Muni is instructing Yudhishthir Maharaj that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is really not visible to normal human beings. You know, we see even in Bhagavad Gita, Kṛṣṇa gave divine eyes to Arjuna, and then only was he able to see the universal form. And similarly, you have to have the mercy of the Lord to really understand. And then Narad Muni instructed, like Prabhuji explained so wonderfully, that Lord Brahma gave him the benediction, and you know that, and we have to see the qualification of the person that we are giving. So that's a huge learning even for us as human beings. If we look at the normal application of it, you know, when we promise some things and we we want to do those things at our work, at our home scenario, or in our friendships and everything. We should see if we are we eligible to promise that, and the person who is actually executing it, is that person really reliable? So this is something that I can reflect on and see, what can we really learn from these examples of how Narad Muni is so beautifully explaining to Yudhishthir Maharaj, and then Brahma was definitely he was worshipped, and then he worshipped the Lord, and then he disappeared, and then Narad Muni definitely brings it very clear that Prahlad Maharaj is an exalted devotee, and if Brahma has given this had not given this boom, then it would have not, he wouldn't have, but then we wouldn't have the Leela. So Krishna is using, either way, Krishna is using the demonic side and the Prahlad's devotee softer side to make us understand that sometimes we cannot control what kind of demon is going to come in front of us, and it's instead of complaining about who is empowered, at our workplace and everywhere, we say, why do unqualified people have better chance at proving themselves, and then here is a hardworking, trustworthy person, and he has no this thing. But all we can do is, God has put me in this position, and I need to purify my heart, and that's what a pure devotee like Prahlad Maharaj did. He didn't retaliate. He was always he was exemplary in his behavior, and that's what we can learn. So that's my limited understanding. Prabhuji, please explain.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So nicely mentioned so many wonderful points. This phrase, Adrishya Sarva Bhutanam, in different ways it comes in different shlokas. As you quoted Bhagavad Gita, Kunti Maharani, the first verse she starts is Namasya Purusham Tvadyam Ishwaram Prakriti Param Alakshayam Sarva Bhutanam. Same, exactly same. The word there is Alakshayam or Na Lakshase Murdrisha, the next verse. Alakshayam Sarva Bhutanam. He is not visible to ordinary beings. But to Brahma, of course, yes, because Brahma is not an ordinary being. Brahma is Brahma. He is the great devotee. He is the great Mahajan. So, how do we see Krishna? Then the question will come through the process of bhakti. Through the process of bhakti, he will choose to unveil himself. Bhaktya mam abhijanam. So devotees can see, bhaktas can see Bhagavan through the process of bhakti. Any other comments or anyone has? Okay. Yes, Srikant Prabhu, you want to read next verse?
Yes, Prabhu. Which verse, Prabhu? Sorry.
32.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Tatah sampujya srirasa vavandhe parameshitham bhavam prajapatin devan prahardo bhagavad kalaha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered prayers to all the demigods such as Brahma, Shiva, and the Prajapatis, who are all the parts of the Lord. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
So now the Lord has disappeared from the scene. We read that in the previous verse, that the Lord came for his wonderful pastime. The Leela is done, and he just disappeared. Antardhyana. He just disappeared. Now, a great devotee does not ignore or disrespect elderly, respectable or even other demigods like Brahma, Shiva, who are all parts of the Lord. The word used is they are influential parts of the Lord. Bhagavat Kalaha. So Prahlad Maharaj is showing by his example. It's not that, okay, Lord is gone, okay, bye, Haribol. He is giving proper respects according to their own position, not treating them as the Supreme Lord. Yet at the same time, they are all devotees like Shiva, Brahma. They're not ordinary people. So if one ignores or disrespects them, it's not a sign of a Vaishnava. Because Kṛṣṇa is saying, Mad Bhakta Pujadika. If one does not worship if one ignores my devotee, if one disrespects my devotee, it's the sign of a third-class devotee or a Kanishta, neophyte devotee. But Prahlad Maharaj is not like that. So he's giving proper respects to everyone. Understanding they are not the Supreme, but yes, they are influential parts of the Supreme. They are Krishna's dear children. Any other comments anyone has? Okay, let's read. Gandhi Prabhu, would you like to read? Are you in a position to read? Want to try?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. Yes, Vamsivilas Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, everyone. Text 33. Tata kavya dibhi sardam munibhi kamalasana daityanam danavanam cha prahradam akarotpatim. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Thereafter, along with Shukracharya and other great saints, Lord Brahma, whose seat is on the lotus flower, made Prahlada the king of all the demons and giants in the universe. Purport. By the grace of Lord Narasimhadeva, Prahlad Maharaj became a greater king than his father Hiranyakashipu. Prahlada's inauguration was performed by Lord Brahma in the presence of other saintly persons and demigods. So this verse is telling how the Lord has bestowed so much material opulence on his devotee Prahlada, and we see here how he is accepted by everyone, the demigods and the demons. Earlier, Hiranyakashipu used to be the king of the demons, and he was really persecuting all the demigods. But here we see a person who is loved by everyone, and that's how a devotee is. He's not anybody's enemy. And Prahlad Maharaj, even though he is getting such a high position with a lot of power, the Lord is sure that he will use all this power and wealth in the service of the Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please, if you'd like to add or correct.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very nice. Yes, I don't have any additional comments. Anyone has anything to share or ask?
Yeah, I have a question. So it
Yes.
says here, it is a king of all the demons and giants. So is that because he was born in a family of demons, so he's going to rule only on the demons and giants? It looks like that's an exclusive set.
So the word to word is Danava. Daityanam, Danavanam. So of the demons and the giants. Again, if we go back, it's with my limited understanding, if we go back to when Hiranyakashipu asked to destroy and caused the whole planet to be to kill the brahmanas, to destroy the temples, etc. He called multiple categories of demoniac people. If you go back to, I think, 3-4 chapters back in the beginning, when way back in the beginning, this pastime is pretty long. So in short, the point here is that he was the king of pretty much the whole demoniac population. So, and demons, giants, Danav, Devta and Danav. Often this word is also used to address demoniac. Dev and Danav. That's my understanding. Anyone else wants to add? Miss Ro, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat everybody. The beauty about this is that, look at here. Prahlad Maharaj is the is the king of the demons. He's going to be inaugurated. Of course, he's going to change all the demons' consciousness into Krishna consciousness. But the beauty about it is the secondary creator, Lord Brahma, is inaugurating during the inauguration ceremony. The secondary creator. And see how the beauty is that how the devotee is so exalted. The Krishna's devotee, that even the king, even the all the demigods are honoring. And the demigods already saw. They were going to, as we read, they were afraid to go near Lord Nrsimha, isn't it? They did all the prayers and everything, but still they were afraid. And then after the Lord Nrsimha specify and then Lord Brahma is doing the prayers again, as we read in this chapter. So how is the devotee of the Lord is honored by even demigods? Because the demigods are not all them is their kind of sakama bhakta, not all. So they call sakama bhakta. But here the Prahlad Maharaj is not sakama bhakta. Prahlad Maharaj is completely devoted, first class, as is mentioned in the previous verses. He's a first class devotee, and that's the beauty about the glorification of the devotee. And we can see that's why Srila Prabhupada used to say that even many demigods has taken the birth in the ISKCON, because this is the Yuga Dharma is the holy name, Sankirtan movement. That's supposed to be Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, Radha Krishna Hiyanya is inaugurated. So that's what it is. So similarly here, it's beauty. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, let's read the next verse, text number 33. Raghu Prabhu, you want to read?
Thank you. Is it 34? 34 or 30? 34.
You're right, 34.
Okay. Hare Krishna, devotees. Text 34. Pratinandaya tato devaha prayuja parma sisa swadamani yayurajan Brahma Daya Prati Pujita. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O King Yudhishthira, after all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma were properly worshipped by Prahlad Maharaj, they offered Prahlad their utmost benedictions and then returned to their respective abodes. So Lord Brahma and his whole entourage, having coronated and installed Prahlad Maharaj as the king of all the demons and the giants in the universe, they then departed back to their abodes. Back to you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So if we go back, they were all present. They offered prayers. They were all present. They were all tortured. The Prajapatis, the Devatas, the Rishis, the Gandharvas, they were all tortured by Hiranyakashipu. So now they have witnessed this wonderful episode, and the Lord has disappeared. Now they want to go back and just continue to their respective functions. And they did offer benedictions to Prahlad Maharaj because he was the right recipient of those benedictions. And it's a great sign. We must always be hankering for the others' blessings and benedictions. And how will that come? When we hanker for their service. When we hanker and we serve devotees, then naturally benedictions outpour. So everyone blessed Prahlad Maharaj. It's a kind of a big ceremony to put him on the throne, which Ramaji and others did. And then everyone offered benedictions and probably some gifts along. And then they went back. Let's see what happens in the future verses. Yes, Prabhuji, please.
I mean, look at the reciprocation here. The one become a devotee of Lord Krishna, and how is reciprocating with everybody else. This is also important in our lives, that we are also trying to be aspiring devotees, and how the devotees reciprocate with other people, higher personalities, respect them on the different. There are three, we know that, right? The people who are higher personalities. Even the Prahlad Maharaj is a devotee, as we discussed before, and the demigods have succumbed, some of them, but still he considered them to be a senior, and he respected them. And the persons who are equal, we know that we are friends, and persons who are, who are not senior, we are helpful, we are kind, we are generous, we are like that. So this is what is showing here of how there is a reciprocation between the pure devotee of the Lord and everybody else. And that's why devotee has no enemy. And that's we also already saw in all the previous text, all the chapters, how Prahlad Maharaj doesn't see anybody as his enemies. He just considered them as their kind. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, let's read the next one. Text number 35. I would like to read. Sudhir Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees, and Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Text number 35. Evam cha prasado Vishnu putravam prati prato diti hridi stitena harina
Vaira Bhavena Tauhato. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus, the two associates of Lord Vishnu, who became Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, the sons of Diti, were both killed. By illusion, they had thought that the Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, was their enemy. Purport. The discourse concerning Lord Nrsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaja began when Maharaj Yudhishthira asked Narada how Shishupala had merged into the body of Kṛṣṇa. Shishupala and Dantavaktra were the same Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Here, Narada Muni is relating how in three different births the associates of Lord Vishnu were killed by Lord Vishnu himself. First, they had the demons Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyakashipu. So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, here I think Prabhupada is relating how when Lord Krishna comes, he comes with the entourage. Not only the devotees, even in the form of the demons also. No, because no one else can fight with the Lord. Just with the thought of a Lord, everything can be vanquished. So, but for us to have this Leela and for the understanding and to show how the Lord protects the devotees and would like to have a loving relationship with his loving devotees, he came. So here we can see that how initially Jai Vijay came as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and then Ravana and Kumbhakarna and Dantavakra and Shishupala. And here you can see that how when Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Narada how Shishupal had, because he was so sinful, how did he merge with Lord Krishna? So that's my understanding, Prabhuji. Please, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. I'll ask a question to who wants to answer. You can raise your hand. Then I'll ask. Okay. So by illusion, they had thought that they're Supreme Lord. So I would like who will explain about this illusion. Okay, maybe Umesh Prabhu will explain. Can you explain, Prabhu, this line? By illusion, they thought that the Supreme Lord was their enemy.
Yeah, because see, they basically are ruling the kingdom, and it's kind of like he's overruled by his kingdom, and he thinks that he's a powerful, no one can basically kill him. And top of that, he has been given the benediction by Lord Brahma. So it's kind of like the illusion that I am the supreme, I'm the powerful, and no one can kill me. Based on that assumption, they thought that now Lord Vishnu is their enemy, and we can kill the Lord Vishnu. I think that's what the Hiranyakashipu thought.
Bhaswati Mataji, do you want to share about this line? What does this line mean? By illusion, you thought. You're on mute if you're speaking.
So by illusion means they wanted. Actually, they are in the clutches of Maya, and because of that, they have illusionary energy at present in this birth. Maybe that's why they thought that their Supremo Lord is their enemy, because they are totally it's not Krishna conscious. They are totally behaves like atheist because of that.
Good try. Okay, I think Prabhu wants to share. Yes, Prabhu, please.
Prabhu here, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Narad Muni is saying by illusion means they are thinking they are the supreme enjoyer, they are the supreme proprietor. So that is all our illusion. My illusion is also that I am the controller, I am the supreme enjoyer. So, and here I develop the envy, and I think Krishna is my competitor, so he becomes my enemy. Hare Krishna, go back to you.
Thank you. Yes, all the points which devotees mentioned were pretty much online, but a big difference is when devotees forget about Krishna's supremacy, that illusion is not the same as a foolish like me forgetting about Krishna's supremacy. When Mata Yashoda forgets that Krishna is God, that's the internal energy. When the Dwarpal forget Krishna is God or Krishna is supreme, that is not the external energy. External energy, the internal energy is acting there to facilitate Lord's pastimes, so that the Lord can experience those rasas, the Vatsalya rasa, the Sakhya rasa, and the other 7 secondary rasas, which is here the chivalry spirit. So that illusion, yes, is one of the illusion, but this is different from an atheistic person or a Nitya-Baddha being conditioned by that illusion. So here, yes.
It is Yogamaya potency.
Yes. Yogamaya and then Mahamaya, the external.
Yeah, so it's Yogamaya. Because Lord wanted to, remember? Lord wanted to fight. So Lord put them in that illusion, just like Arjuna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. Yes, Swati Mataji, you want to read? Please go ahead.
Prabhuji, one question before that.
Oh, yes, yes.
Sorry, Prabhuji. What is the difference between Yogamaya and Mahamaya?
That's actually, ultimately, it's expansion of Srimati Radharani only.
Mm-hmm.
But it is for example, how Lord Shiva is like the milk turned into yogurt. It's something like that. The internal energy, when it comes in contact with that matter, so that same basically becomes, the internal energy becomes Durga. So pretty much same principle as the Lord Shiva aspect we understand is pretty much on the same lines. And that, I was recently hearing that pastime of Simantadweep is a very sweet pastime. Simantadweep is one of the 9 islands of Navadweep. Navadweep, 9 islands in Mayapur. And there is a temple of Simantani Devi, who is basically non-different, or who is basically the energy, the Maya potency. So I'll share this story, and this is such a beautiful story. Simantadweep, by the way, represents the limb of bhakti called Shravanam. So see how Prahlad Maharaj is the Acharya of Shravanam, and Simantadweep represents the limb of bhakti. The 9 islands represent the 9 limbs of bhakti. So once upon a time in Satyuga, Lord Shiva was meditating. And then later he was chanting and dancing, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. And this comes in the Navadvip Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya in Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then Parvati, Durga, said, what is this Gauranga? Who is this Gauranga? I have never heard from your heart the word Gauranga. But since you are chanting and dancing in ecstasy, it must be the name or the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, our master. So yes, Lord Shiva, with lot of joy described, yes, it is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Krishna will come as Gauranga, the golden incarnation in Kali Yuga, in Mayapur Dham. And he will distribute the topmost prema, Krishna prema. So, and then Lord Shiva said, I have left my Kashi Dham and I will reside and do tapasya and be at the banks of river Ganges in Mayapur Dham. So Parvati also goes to Mayapur and in meditation, she is chanting Gaurana. And then she has this divine darshan. She has this divine darshan of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan party. And she was absorbed in meditation for a long time. And then Lord Chaitanya gives him the divine darshan. That everyone is chanting, dancing in ecstasy. But Mother Parvati is feeling hopeless. She's the external energy feeling hopeless. Why? Because I am Durga. I am Maya. Yaha Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. Wherever there is Krishna, there is no Maya. Krishna Surya Sama Maya hoy andhakar. Krishna, wherever you are present, I am not there. I have no hope. Everyone will get the mercy, but I will never get the mercy. What is the hope for me? So then Lord Chaitanya gives her self-realization. Lord Chaitanya tells, you are non-different from Sri Radha. You are non-different from the internal energy. But you have taken this external form. But you're true, the internal energy, the real form is Sri Radha. And Parvati is your material form. And your eternal form is the Yoga Maya to protect the Dham and arrange multiple pastimes. So you are present as Purnamasi in Vrindavan Dham. And you are present as Paudamaya in Sri Mayapur Dham. And then Parvati Devi takes the dust of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And I want to show you this picture. This will really so nice. I was, meditating and I'll share the screens with you. So you should be able to see shortly. I hope you're able to see the screens now.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this is the Simantani Devi meditating upon Gauranga. And then Lord Gauranga gives her the darshan and then gives her self-realization. And then she takes the dust of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet and puts her in her Simanta. Simanta basically means the partition between the hair. The women, the married woman put vermilion or sindoor. So that's how she put the dust of her eternal master in her Simant, the partition of hair, and eternally meditating upon her husband, that is Sri Hari, Sri Krishna. So that sweet pastime happened in Simanta Dweep. So basically telling that how she is non-different from the internal, but that role she has taken. So isn't it wonderful? Does that answer your question or too big?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
I really like this pastime I was hearing recently, so just thought to share. Okay, Swati Mataji, yes, you can read the last verse for today.
Yes, text 36. Punascha viprasapena rakshasoto bahuvatuhu kumbhakarna dashakrivo atuho rama vikramaya. Translation. Being cursed by the Brahmanas, the same two associates took birth again as Kumbhakarna and the 10-headed Ravana. These two Rakshasas were killed by Lord Ramachandra's extraordinary power. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Question, let's see who can answer that. Narad Muni told Yudhishthir Maharaj that you hear the story of Lord Ramchandra from which Rishi? Who remembers that? Narad Muni told Yudhishthir Maharaj in the very beginning, when briefly their three pastimes, three different births were explained from a Rishi.
Vashishta.
Good tries, good tries. No, not Valmiki, not Vashishta. This comes in Canto 7. He told, okay, you hear about Lord Ram from that Rishi whose name starts with M.
Markande.
Markande, yes. Markande Rishi. Yes. But yeah, in brief, he's mentioning it here. Lord Ram's pastimes, he said, okay, everyone is hearing from a very long time, but in brief, it is mentioned. So, three birds we have read in the before also, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and Shishupal and Dantavakra. So, without going into too much detail, any other comments or questions before we stop? Okay, so we will stop here and continue tomorrow with the next verse. Mantra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.